Alright, so we're driving towards the Audi Museum right now, and we made a wrong turn, so we made a huge loop around the factory. So all that you see on the left here is the factory, and now we're going to the Audi Forum. Hey guys, we have arrived at the Audi Museum here in Ingolstadt, and that's right behind me here. And what we have on the right is the headquarters. So we're here on a Saturday, so it's pretty much empty. But if you come on a weekday, you could actually get tours of not just this museum, but also of the HQ with the showroom. And right behind us here is where the Audi factory is. It's a Sunday now, so it's pretty empty, but we're gonna go inside and see what they have to offer. So this whole area is called the Audi Forum, which consists of a few showrooms all around their headquarters, as well as the actual museum here in the corner. Now the entrance is going here and to the bottom, and we'll go get our tickets. So even on a Sunday, there's going to be a restaurant open here, kind of like a canteen of sorts, so there's no worry about not having food. And on the left here, of course, you have your museum shop for all your trinkets and stuff. So as you enter, you go to the reception and get your tickets, and then you start the tour by going up to the lift at the top, and you work your way down. So in the lift, you get this side paneling which shows the timeline, and as you start on the first floor and you head your way up, of course the time goes back to the 1800s when Audi first started. So the tour starts here, and you make your way around. This is the first Audi car that came up. It's a simple 4-cylinder engine. And of course you got that revolving thing there which brings the cars up and down. They had bicycles. It's kind of cool how they get the tools in there as well. So it's interesting how you see the old cars had really nice trims on it, beautifully made. And even the one right there was made of wood. I'm trying my best not to film anyone. These cars look so beautiful, real works of art. And as we move further up the years, we hit the 1940s. And of course, we head back there to the rear. Look at the bikes. I'm sure these were used during the war. What we have here is the Audi A6 2.5 liter engine. And if you look closely, it's actually glassed out, so you can see all the pistons and inner workings, as well as the transmission. So as we come down from level 1, the third floor to the second floor, this is more modern, and you can see the Audi TT in the backdrop there, along with all other cars towards the 50s and 60s. So this is the iconic Beetle, as well as some interesting bikes that we had in the 50s and 60s. So this was all after Volkswagen came out of the war and decided to build, well, at least still from Hitler's inspiration. And of course, when we go to the 70s, the 80s, the 2000s, we start looking at cars that we are familiar with, very familiar with, the Audi TT Mark I. This is in pristine condition. Look at that. I mean, if you bought this brand new, you would fall in love with it. Look at all of them. Beautiful. This one, yeah. Wait, this is the Duo? So this was 1997. And this is an inline diesel with an electric motor as well. Now, as we move back here, we have cars towards the 80s and the 90s. And that red car over there is a Quattro. The Sports Quattro was an amazing car for its time. First real four-wheel drive. And here we have some guy speaking German I don't understand. And here you can get real up close to the cars on that conveyor belt. At least it works. And here we're at the back of the exhibition. The Audi 100 Avant GLS. I think it's something my dad would have driven if he had the money. And if you look at the type of colors that were available back in the time, they were bright, shiny, eye-catching, beautiful. Not like the white black stuff we have nowadays. Okay, this is something I did not expect to see at an Audi museum. Huh. I'm not sure, did they actually pioneer this shit? I don't know. Sure seems like it. This is interesting. Sure seems like they did. Well, I'm sure they had some, I'm sure Mazda and whatnot had some links to it as well. Now look at how cute this Beetle is. It literally looks like a Beetle. And then you had these cars, I would think camping cars maybe? So cool that it would be made of wood. So out of the museum, and here is the restaurant, like a self-serve restaurant. And then here is the customer service center where customers would buy cars and pick them up Mondays to Fridays. So on the weekends, it's mostly closed, but you're still free to come in and take a look. And right there is an RS3 that's super souped up. Audi Sport logos everywhere. And of course, you got the e-tron GTs here, mostly for driving experiences for customers to test them out. Alright guys, so we're now out of the museum, and so what happened was we had the introductory shot in front of the Audi museum with the Porsche, and what happened was I asked the information counter if they would allow us in. So that was fine, but they thought it was just like a picture or something. So that being said, they said, you know, you got to move the Porsche out. So I put it in the parking lot, the garage, and carried on the tour from there. But that being said, we're out now. We got some souvenirs. We got some, you know, one of those plates, you know, like Audi parking only stuff. I got myself a nice cool jacket, one of those Volkswagen vans and stuff like that. But that being said, it was a Sunday. It is a Sunday, and there's not a lot that you can really do there, other than take a look at the 2 or 3 floors of the museum. It's only €5 per person, and I think it's worth it just for that small museum. But if you do want to go, I would recommend going on a weekday, and I would recommend planning, say, one of the few tours within the museum, or even if you can, one of the factory tours. That's located right behind the museum, or I would say in front. And there's a showroom as well, kind of like the HQ showroom, where there's also like driving experiences you can do with the e-tron and stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff. With that being said, you know, I mean, it was a wonderful experience. I would say you could probably get it done in about an hour or 2 for the museum. With the tours in factory, maybe 2 more hours or so. It could be a whole day thing. So plan ahead before you go. Alright, it was a fun day. So till next time, guys.